Hello, welcome. Hope everybody's having a good night tonight. Been a couple weeks since I've been on the stream, so thank you if you follow. Sorry it's been so long. I had a back injury that kind of sidelined me for a few weeks, but I'm getting better now, and I'm glad to be back. So tonight's build, we're going to be building Clone Commander Cody. We're going to do the helmet series. This is the last one I've got to do of the series. It's the only one I hadn't done yet. It's one of the 18 plus, 766 pieces, so it should take us just over about an hour to do. Hope everybody's having a good night. And, remember to hit that like and subscribe button so you can do more content like this in the future. In the meantime, let's go ahead and break in and see what we've got for bags. Ooh, stickers. This is what I hate sometimes with the stickers is like they just put it in the box, and luckily it's got creases, but they're not damaged. At least it doesn't look like they might be damaged. It's always kind of a bummer because stickers are a pain, and damaged stickers are even worse. So you got the standard white booklet. Nothing special with that. You see that with every Lego set these days. All right, 5 individual bags, no double up. Which makes for quick buildings. And we'll grab a brick separator. It comes with a brick separator, thank goodness. Didn't know what to do if we didn't have more brick separators. All right. I'd like to thank everybody for joining and welcome them to the stream. If this is your first time, check out my other videos. I've got a few on the helmet series, some Disney sets, Indiana Jones. If you want to check us out over on Instagram, we're DarthBricks42, same as the YouTube channel. So that's a nice little convenience play. Done for your convenience. So, and if you're here in the live stream, go ahead and chime in and let's have a fun conversation. If there's anything you want to talk about or anything you're curious about, see or have questions on. Love talking about anything and everything, Star Wars, Disney, pop culture, whatever. Just here to have a good time and here to have a good, good conversation. So jumping right into the build, not very much to kind of discuss about it. It's the last of the series that I haven't built, which actually I am missing one of my helmets. I'm missing Leia. Boom. I keep all my my helmets. They're kind of around my room instead of just being in one place. So like I have my Bausch helmet with my Jabba the Hutt sideshow scene. And then I have like Vader with the TIE fighter and Luke with the X-wing, etc. All right, so we're just tearing through the set right now. The get start stuff is always easy. Anybody out there see the new Ahsoka trailer that dropped? I just caught it a little while ago myself for the first time. Then I watched the breakdown behind the scenes, this, that, and everything over on Screen Crush on YouTube with Ryan Airy. I like watching his reviews and breakdowns of the shows, TV shows, episodes, movies. I like watching that over at Screen Crush. It's always very entertaining to me. All right. So is anybody out there building anything? Let me know in the comments below, either in the comments on the live or even let me know in the comments after the live stream if you're where you're watching this. I'd answer all the questions and comments people send to me. If you have any questions about what I'm building or anything you see in the background of my videos, happy to chat about anything. Just have a good time. Talk about Star Wars, talk about Lego, talk about Disney, indie, Marvel, whatever. It's like talking about stuff. For me, this is a fun way just to interact and reach people and chat and have a good time. So if you're here, hopefully you feel the same way and you want to have a fun conversation. So let me know your thoughts. Tell me what you're building, planning to build. It's VIP days right now at LEGO. So is anybody picking anything up? Anybody pick up the new Disney castle? What about the, let's see, what else came out recently? The Hocus Pocus set. That thing looked great. Haven't picked it up yet, but I will be. Plan to pick up the Disney castle as well. Love the new castle. I think it's going to look great with the original. Interesting technique so far with how they're building using the large 1x6x6 walls. Oops, I popped out really easily. Let's check something. Okay. Still checking to make sure that's all correct. Do that quite often, just so don't have to go back and try and figure out again later, even though it's not super difficult to do it if you make a mistake. That's the beautiful thing about Lego is you can go back and figure it out. Sometimes you have to take quite a bit apart, sometimes you don't. It's a lot better than, I've built like plastic models, and if you make a mistake there, a lot of times your model is just scrapped. So complications and challenges can be real depending on what you're building. So let me know what you're collecting. Is anybody collecting anything special out there? Let's talk about collectibles. Let's talk about what you're collecting. Looking forward to the end of the build. I always love finishing a build. It's always sad to finish a build, but it's always enjoyable to enjoy the fruits of your build, of course. This is the last in the helmet series that I have to finish. And then I'm going to be moving on to some probably multiple part videos. Part 1s, 2s, 3s, so on and so forth. Next week, I'm probably going to start building the UCS X-Wing, which I'll probably have to break up into a couple of videos. It's just under 2,000 pieces, so it'll probably take me... 4 hours, maybe 4.5 to 5, depending on how much I have to build. Or how much talking I'm doing during the build, I should say. I apologize. Yeah, the new Lego, the Land Rover, the Defender, the classic Defender. That thing looks fantastic. I can't wait to see it finished. I love the cars. All the images came out recently for the C1 Corvette, the red and white convertible Corvette that just got announced recently. That's a classic American muscle car. And when I first heard about it, I had heard that they were going to be doing it in yellow, and I was just feeling kind of cringy, going, I hope they don't do it in yellow. Yeah, get on it, get started. There's no time like the present to get building on Lego. Most important thing is you just have a good time. And that's the other thing, like with the bag system now compared to what it was, 100 years ago when I started doing this, the bags make it a lot easier to start and stop. You can do some, like if you're a streamer, you can do some content. Because you've got the bags, where before it was you had to sort the entire thing and go from, kind of go from scratch. And that could be challenging with kids, because, you stop to build and your kids, you lose pieces in the meantime, problems here and there. So it's a lot easier nowadays to start and stop with a build than it used to be. All right. But yeah, I've got the X-Wing, the Atari, the Mighty Bowser. I have all those to build right now as well. So I might do a poll on Instagram as to what everybody wants to see me build next. And I don't have a problem throwing down a 6 hour straight build. I don't mind it. But sometimes that can be, it's a little more difficult for viewers to sit and watch a 6 hour long build. So breaking it up for streaming content is a better idea. You can definitely sit down and do the build if you're just taking photos of what you're building while you're going along the way, and then uploading those as stages. It's a lot easier to sit down. I'll probably do it that way when I build the Titanic. Just take photos along the way to show progress. Yeah, I break it up. That's about the way to go. The first video I did was the Indiana Jones Temple Escape set, and that set was like a 3.5 hour stream. I had a good time, but sitting here live on camera for 3.5 hours can be a very long process. But good company out there and talking to folks. Hey, Brad, how you doing, buddy? Oh, the cat knocked the Vader helmet off the shelf. Oh, that's not a good thing. Time for a new cat. I've gotten lucky. None of my cats mess around with my stuff. So I've gotten pretty lucky in that regard. Although I do keep my room closed off to them, so they don't actually have access to it all the time. But yeah, I can definitely see, rebuilding the Vader helmet would be fun. Which version should we rebuild? The standard Vader version or the Anakin Vader version from Kenobi? I've got the customized Anakin battle damage Vader from Kenobi. Oh man. Yeah, I've gotten lucky with the fact that my cats leave my Lego alone, but I was not so lucky. I had ordered some special custom-made button cell USB replacements for some of my hot toys, and so that way they can be plugged into the USB instead of running off battery power all the time. Well, I installed them and left them in my room, and I just left the room for a few hours, but I was in the middle of working on a lot of things, so I didn't close the room back up. And when I came back in, one of the cats had chewed through a couple of the cables, which I had just gotten made. They came from Australia, so I was a little perturbed, to say the least. So never had a problem. I've had all sorts of Lego cords, other things laying around all the time for years. But one time I get these special cables made, brought in from Australia by a guy, Fusion Brick or Fusion Reactor. He's over on Instagram. If you're ever curious, check him out, Fusion Reactor. But he made them, and then the cat chewed them in half. So Thank you, Aneva, for that. I appreciate it. Yeah, luckily with the way that she chewed on it, she didn't pull any of the characters off the shelves, because I put the characters on the shelves with the cables hanging down, because I was going to be installing the cables behind, so they ran behind the cabinet so they look nice. And yeah, she almost pulled a few of them off the shelf when she was chewing on the cords. So at that point, it had been something along the lines of, well, she had a good run. 15 years old, it's plenty, right? Oh, National League just tied up the All-Star game 1-1. So, but normally our cats are very good about not getting into things they're not supposed to, and leaving my toys, collectibles, other things of mine alone. But it just reminded me I needed to make sure I'm more careful with my things. Anything new going on, Brad? Anything fun going on with you and Shanna? Have you guys started playing Diablo 4 yet? Elena and I still have not picked it up. We keep planning to. I know friend Gary wants me to pick it up. He keeps telling me how good it is. But just gotta have more time. Oh, good. Glad she's able to get out and go hiking. I know you guys both enjoy that very much. How difficult it can be when you can't get out and do the things you enjoy. Baseball and Fortnite, yeah. Classics. I play the MLB The Show occasionally. My RTTS character's in going in, I think I'm finishing my 6th season in the majors now. Hi, Shanna. It's all good. Thanks for checking out the stream and fun stuff like that. I don't usually play that much of the RTTS. I usually play like a season or two, but this year I've decided I'm going to try and complete my major league career. Quick reminder to anybody, if you want, please like and subscribe to the channel. Definitely helps with the YouTube and their algorithms and suggestions, etc. And if you're new, remember to check us out over at DarthBricks42 on Instagram. Haven't missed one yet. I skipped last year. It's the only one I have missed in over 10 years. I think it was just with all the shutdowns and sports and stuff like that because of the pandemic. Kind of just messed it with my sporting motivation. But I'm back to normal. Sometimes those long hiatuses can really help out with regaining interest in a game, because the games nowadays, I mean, they're designed to be so long and to be so replayable that, I mean, you can get fatigued on them really quick. So taking a break from them and going back and doing stuff, it can be a good and bad. Like if I go back to a game trying to do stuff, I sometimes just forget what I'm doing. I feel lost. Like I haven't played any of the Assassin's Creed games in a while, and when I stop playing them, when I come back to them, I feel like, what am I doing again? Oh, well, thank you, Brad. I'm glad you've been checking out the videos. Thank you. Appreciate the support. I switched up the nights. I usually used to do them on Thursdays. I'm going to start doing them on Tuesdays just because of interference with personal life and having to try and cram a video in. I wasn't going to enjoy it that way. But I appreciate the support. The Yankees aren't doing the best. They're still doing better than the Red Sox. Feels like a odd year because the Rays are running away with the division and Baltimore's right up there with them. So it feels very peculiar because usually Baltimore's the bottom team, but everybody in the division is over 500. So everybody in the American League East, 1 through 5, is better than 1 through 5 in the AL Central. If you actually looked at the AL Central, it would go 1 through 5 in the AL East and 6 through 10 in the Central record-wise. So last place in the AL East is good enough for first place in the AL Central. So that just tells you that the division over there in the AL Central is very competitive and the teams are very good. Now, rough part for you guys, the Yankees, is having Judge injured again. Good. I'm glad the humidifier worked well. That way the hot showers don't turn the second story of the house into a Dago basin. It's hot enough here. Don't need to add any more to it. It's coming together quite quickly, quite nicely. See the dome portion of the helmet coming together. The visor's right here in black, and the orange accent trimming around. some more Lego talk. The Lego Ghost has been put up on Lego.com for pre-order or coming soon. I guess maybe just coming soon. But it's been put up for so you can at least see it now. Which the Ghost looks pretty good. It's the first time they've done the Ghost since 14, 15, 16, somewhere in that time frame when Rebels Season 1 first came out. So that'll be definitely one I'm looking forward to picking up as well, as I never got the Ghost originally. So that is one of the few sets I never got from back in that time frame. There we go. I'm always impressed the way they can come up with the panel looks and everything, how they can, it gets bled out by the lighting, bleeds it out. I'm trying to figure out how I can. No. It's difficult to see on camera, but when they build the arch, kind of the round pieces, how well of a job they do staggering the bricks, doesn't come through on the camera because of the light bleed. Just makes it look like one big white block. So, but as they build the curvature around it, I'm always impressed with how Lego does such a good job building those things and designing those things. So we're coming along nicely. Should be wrapping this bag up here in just a few moments. Notification. I'm turning that notification off all day today. All right. I'm very excited for the Ahsoka series starting up here on the 23rd of August. It's got obviously it's going to have Thrawn, played by Lars Mikkelsen, Mad Mikkelsen's brother. For those of you who weren't aware of that, Mads Mikkelsen is the guy who was just recently in the Indiana Jones Dial of Destiny as Jorgen Waller. He also played Galen Erso in Rogue One. That was Jyn Erso's father. He's the one that came up with the thermal reactor sabotage for the Death Star. Matt's is a very, very good actor. So his brother is very good as well. His brother voiced Thrawn in the animated cartoon series Rebels, in case you were unaware of that. It's nice to see him back in live action. Thrawn is one of my all-time favorite characters, and the more Thrawn we see, the better. I'll be hoping that we see some Hot Toys 6-scale figures coming from that as well. All right, we're 2 bags through, and we've got the visor. The helmet dome piece is complete, front and back of the actual top of his head, and then the visor itself is also coming along together quite nicely. So we're coming up on bag 3, which means we've only got 3 bags left, as there were only 5 individual bags in this whole thing. And then, of course, Cody is going to look epic right here next to Rex. All right, looks like this bag is going to contain our base build. All the base builds on the Star Wars helmets are basically the same. which is nice. A little predictability, but at the same time, a little uniformity between all the bases is nice, because then you don't get a bunch of bases that look weird. Out of all of them, one of my all-time favorite is the custom Grievous that I did. But out of the actual helmet series from LEGO, the Bausch Leia was very cool to build. I liked the technique in the design. The Vader custom was nice to build. And then the TIE Pilot, probably a couple of my favorites, but also actually in the Scout Bike Trooper. Just the way that was built was really cool. I really enjoyed the styling, and those were all some of the originals to come out. So they were the first ones that we got to really see in this line. The TIE Pilot, the Scout Bike Trooper, those were some of the OG ones, which were very nice. Yeah, very unique, very cool. So I've seen some friends on Instagram. I like checking out their builds, and Lego Gem, she put together the Bausch helmet, but then she put the lighting kit in it, and that looked absolutely amazing. I don't usually light up my Lego sets all that often, but it definitely makes me think about it. And the only reason I don't light up my Lego sets is because it's a slippery slope for me personally, where if I started lighting up a couple here and there, my worry is that I'm going to start having the feel like I want to light up more. And just like with the custom display cases for them, the lighting kits can get very expensive, depending on which ones you get. Yes, I will. For those of you out there who know me, you know me well. My Lego collecting, my collecting actually, just let's call it what it really is. My collecting is a lot like how my wife is with cats. One leads to another, and to another, and to another. Not all of them. Well, yeah, technically all of them. Let's see. Let's do the math. Let's do the historical breakdown real quick on the pets in my home. At the time, she's my wife now, but my girlfriend then. My wife now, then my girlfriend wanted a cat, and her birthday was coming up, so I figured, yeah, let's get her a cat. No problem, right? So she goes and she starts checking around the little animal shelters, looking for cats. She comes across one that she wants, and but he's there and he's got a brother, and so she doesn't want to break them up. Nobody wants to break up a family. So my response is, well, then just get them both. So that's how we got their names when we originally got them were Mason and Serby, but we changed their names. I changed their names, I guess, to Loki and Thor. And their names are quite fitting. One of them is definitely the God of Mischief. And the other one runs around fighting with everybody. But so those were a gift for my wife for her birthday. So I can definitely see how that's my fault. I guess I should have just said no, right? All right, so now we got the base attached to our helmet. Base designs are very easy. And then moving on to the next cat. My wife really enjoyed having the boys, and we'd had them for 6 months almost. But, you know, one cat leads to another, and so my wife is looking up animals on the Arizona Humane Society page because she decided she wanted to get another cat, a female cat this time, because the boys were both obviously boys. But she wanted to get a female cat, and she definitely wanted to go with a cat that was a little older, the rescue, because you know, everybody goes for kittens. Everybody's all about getting kittens, so we wanted to go a little older. Loki and Thor, by the way, when we got them, they were about 6 to 8 weeks old, somewhere in that department. But she's looking at cats on the Arizona Humane Society, and she found one she wanted to go take a look at. And so we drove out to the shelter, and they bring her out, and she's a very skittish cat. She'd been with the society for a little while, and she had some issues being with her health. And Elena really liked her coloring and her. She's a type of Siamese. That's the big blue eyes, the big blue alien eyes that she has. So she wasn't the healthiest because she had a few respiratory issues, but that's also something you can get from just being stressed from being in a shelter. Shocker. And so we decided to get her, and there was zero adoption fee. They didn't charge to adopt a cat that age, but we made a donation to the society just because we wanted to continue to help any animals that were still there. But we, did all the stuff and brought her home. And I can see how that is also my fault. I was looking her up online. Lilac Point Siamese, that's what she is. I can see that was my fault. I know I said yes to it, but I wasn't the one who was looking her up online. But I'll take the blame. It's fine. That was in March of 13. We got the boys in September of 12. Then bring her home, and actually she got healthier, and the more relaxed she could be, the more she was allowed to be herself, the healthier she got, and she has been a super good and healthy cat all these years later. She is definitely a sassy girl. And she was named Enevra after a character in one of Peter V. Brett's books, part of the Demon Cycle. That was Desert Spear, I think she was in. It's the first book I remember her being in, but I'm sure she might have been in another one. But that was the queen of those people. The Warded Man series, yes, thank you. The Warded Man book series. by Peter V. Brett. And I even got to we even got to show Peter pictures of Inevra when we met him at a Comic Con, Phoenix Comic Con, and now known as Phoenix Fan Fusion. We've seen him there a couple of times now, and he's always been a fan of our cat Inevra, which is nice. And then we've got Dexter, who we got as a kitten. He was being, I guess you can say he was kind of being tortured by some children outside of Phoenix Gateway Community College. My wife was finishing off her degree with them. And these kids threw this little kitten into like a little canal, river, pond area over there in Phoenix. And, you know, my wife loves animals and loves cats. And, you know, these kids doing this obviously freaked her out. And so she went and scooped him up just to rescue him, not to let him be, you know, thrown into the elements and killed, because you don't do that. That's not a good thing for anybody to do. She brought him home, and we were of mind. We're not going to get attached. We're going to try and find him a home and all that fun stuff. But we became attached. Loki became attached to him as well. He's our Loki, being the alpha of the cats that we have. He became very attached as well. And when it came time for us to take him in just to get, like, you know, vet visits and make sure he's okay and get him fixed so he was, you know, healthy and safe, Loki was very upset that we took him to the vet, and he was just not really having any of it. So we made a decision that we didn't want to separate Loki from Dexter, who we named Dexter after the serial killer TV show. So we decided to keep him. We named him Dexter. So now we're at 4 cats. And I guess it's my fault we kept Dexter, because, you know, I guess I made the final decision to keep him. So we got 2 cats from my wife for her birthday, which I said fine to getting both because she didn't want to break up the couple. Then we got another cat that my wife wanted to get because she was looking on the Arizona Humane Society, and I said yes. And we got Dexter, who my wife rescued, and he became very attached to us and to Loki. And of course, I said yes. So if you're following along, you can definitely see how all 4 of the cats are my fault so far. Because, you know, I just kept saying yes. I guess that's my fault. We couldn't break up Loki and Dexter, of course. And, you know, it's not like anybody was fighting me when I said yes to these things. And then, and let's see. So that's August of 13. And then we did it. We went years without getting another cat. We had achieved something that we hadn't achieved in a while. And it was September of 2016. And I decided I wanted my own cat. I wanted a cat for me, because I've always loved cats since I was a little kid. And so we go to the vet store, checking out the cats, and find a cat. I really like his coloring. He's very friendly. I pick him up, and I'm just holding him in my arms. He's just licking my arm, and he's very affectionate to me and very cuddly. And I'm just like, yes, I've got my cat. And bring him home. You know, I spend time with him like I do the other cats. And then I don't know exactly when. It was just a short time when he decided that I was no longer the human that he wanted. He wanted to be with my wife all the time. So he'd sleep with her, crawls on her, cuddles with her. So kind of lost my cat to my wife. So that would be, and that's Logan. And he was named after Logan from the X-Men series, more specifically the Wolverine, Hugh Jackman versions, more so than anything else. So 5 cats, not including the cat we fostered for a while that he went back to his owner. So 5 cats, and all of them are my fault. Loki, Thor, Nevra, Dexter, Logan. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. Are all 5 cats my fault because I said yes? Which, I mean, I'm completely fine with them being my fault, I guess. We are very happy with our cats and wouldn't trade them for anything. Except when they break shit in the middle of the night and fight and knock stuff over and chew through cables. That's when you sit back and you just start quiet. You start wondering, did I do the right thing? So now, moving on to a new subject. I'm sure people are ready for a new topic. Brad, have you been keeping up on the Mission Impossible series? I know that I know you're a big fan of the Fast and Furious series. I wasn't sure if you'd kept up on the Mission Impossible ones. I'm going to watch them to catch up, just because the new Dead Reckoning looks pretty good, and figure, well, might as well check them out, right? And then for those of you dying to know, the All-Star game is still tied at 1-1 up in Seattle, up in the great Pacific Northwest. Place that I call my other home. I'm originally from Seattle, but I've been living in this state since 1990. So. All right, all but one sticker are done, which is good because I hate stickers. Nice. Yeah, I haven't watched any of the Mission Impossible since the second one back in, oh my God, 2002? No, earlier than that, 2000, 98? Somewhere in that ballpark, 99. No, it was definitely around the 2000s. 2000 around that for the Mission Impossible 2 movie. That's that was the last one I saw. It wasn't that great. But that was not a lot of great movies came out in those time frames. Great movies. I think I was working at AMC when it came out. I guess the reason I saw it was because it was there. Haven't always been the biggest Tom Cruise fan. But I like Haley Atwell. She's in this movie. She played Peggy Carter in Peggy Carter series and voices Captain Carter in What If. And obviously, for those of you who know, she was in Captain America: First Avenger and any of those movies, and Endgame. So she's part of that Captain America line that I really enjoy. All right, 3 bags in, and we've got the base, the dome, and we're starting to do the breathing apparatuses that Cody has on his helmet around the jowls. You can see the similarity to it on Rex here. You can see the kind of the part. You'll start to see them get built out. Now, there is a difference between Cody and Rex's helmets. They're different clone trooper phases, so they are different than each other. So if you look, you'll see the differences a little bit. Everybody always clamors for this version or that version. It doesn't matter to me. I don't think I like one clone version more than the other. I need to watch. I've watched a few of the Fast and the Furious movies. I really need to watch more of them. Problem I always have with them is I struggle more with the you got to throw a little bit of disbelief into there. Just like it's a movie, enjoy it. Don't worry about the actual physics of things. Turn off the thinking brain and just enjoy what you're watching. Okay, so we're doing good so far. Can't wait for the Meg 2. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say there's something wrong with you, but you're just really excited to watch a shark go and swim through and eat up all those tourists. I mean, what does that say about you? Yeah, I mean, I can't argue with that. I mean, this, it's you look at it, it's like that's ridiculous, but I can't look away, or it's very entertaining. For me, it was when the car was racing the sub over the ice. I was like, what's going on? But it's a fun, enjoyable series. I actually really enjoyed the Hobbs and Shaw spinoff that they did with Dwayne and Jason. It was funny. I didn't have to. I got to watch it when I was on a flight. So, I mean, nothing works best for watching movies than being literally a captive audience. But it was funny. I enjoyed the comedy of it. I thought that Jason and Dwayne paired up pretty funnily, or pretty good. They were pretty funny together. But hey, I'm a big fan of most movies. Similar when the original Fast and the Furious came out. I was working at AMC actually at the time, way back when, and of course, everybody was turning the parking lots into their own personal drag strips. So that was entertaining to watch. The cops just sit there and pull people over, or they spin their cars out and crash into other cars. So, but I was not immune from that behavior either. So, just being young and foolish. All right, back panel of his helmet is now complete, and we'll get that put on. Go. So we're going to be getting started on the next side helmet panel. So right now we're working on the left side of the head. Definitely not. The sides of the helmet don't seem to be very complex in the look for the design. Sometimes they get extremely, like the Vader one. You know, it's a lot of side work, and then the extra pieces for the samurai dome style look that you get with him. Anybody got any fun trips coming up anytime soon? Going anywhere? Doing anything fun? Getting away from the heat? Well, it's very cool the way this is going to connect in. It's going to connect to these clips right here, to these yellow connectors right here. So that way they can get the kind of the angle coming down, because it's not a straight line, it's got an angle. So it doesn't actually connect to anywhere else but that connector point. So it's another great way that LEGO has started incorporating ways to show, you know, angles and some curves. And again, this helmet series isn't even able to be done if they don't start embracing snot building, which is studs not on top, SNOT. These series aren't even possible if they aren't doing this style. So again, thank you, LEGO, for finally breaking out of the old norm of it having to be one way. If you look back at the first, like, the original lines of Star Wars, like, everything had to be built a certain way because they always built on top. It was the conventional style of building. And once they started incorporating a lot more of these newer designs and using these alternative building techniques to the standard or norms that were always used in the past, it definitely increased the ability to make some really cool, more accurate designs. They got away from the old blocky style. And for me, they just started doing a lot better with the coloring too. Anybody who's a fan of Star Wars going way back in the day. So now we've got all three sides, front, back. I'm sorry, back, left, and right, and top and base. So once they started incorporating better techniques and color, I think LEGO Star Wars got a lot better looking. Excuse me. Back to the questions. I'm going back to Disneyland this weekend. So I'll be going Saturday. And I was just there this past weekend with my friend Corey. We went and we wanted to both check out Rogers the Musical. So we were able to check that out, and it was very cool. Little 30-minute show they put on. That's the other part of his visor. Now we got both front parts of his visor. So that'll complete bag 3. Now we're moving on to bag 5. It'll be our last bag of the night. But we got to see Rogers the Musical. It's very entertaining. Very good production. We did the premium seating package, so that way we could just get to a spot, and we had VIP premium seating. So we were in row 2. We were in the second row, center, for the show. And it was, like I said, I definitely would recommend it to anybody who's going to Disneyland to check it out if they got time. But the VIP came with a popcorn bucket, lanyard, photo op with the shield and stuff like that. It was pretty cool. Problem. That's no bueno. Let's take a look at that. Might have made a slight mistake on Cody's helmet, so we're gonna pop his head off. Take a look really fast. This is the challenging part of building live. This is the possibility of making slight alignment mistakes, which I did. Put a piece one spot off. There we go. All right, easy peasy fix. There, all fixed. Got this this piece in here was just down one spot too many. So we had to pop the top off, pop the visor piece, pop out the front visor, or the shield, and then the visor out. And then we were able to put it in. So that is done. So easy peasy. Everybody makes mistakes at times. Rookie mistake. Yep. Rookie mistake. Thank you, Corey, for chiming in. Yeah, we got Boston coming up soon. I've never been to Boston, so this is my first trip. Definitely looking forward to that. We'll be doing a Fenway trip, Fenway Park, doing a tour. There's no games being played there at the time. So I won't see the Red Sox play, but I'll definitely do a tour. Thanks for joining, Corey. I appreciate the feedback. This has been a pretty cool build so far. I mean, all the helmet series are cool builds because they all have a very uniqueness to them. It's hard to explain since it's been a little while since I've built each item. But they all just have a bit of, they all have a basic style to building. But when it comes down to like how the details are put in place, they're not all the same. Everyone's a little different. I'll after the stream, Brad, I'll send the video or send the picture over to you. But that photo I did for a 6-scale Ahsoka Sideshow Collectibles asked me if they can put it in their, was it like fan gallery? Sent me a message asking me if they could put it in their fan gallery. I guess obviously they had to get permission to use your photos. But I thought that was kind of cool. They liked my photo of the 6-scale Ahsoka figure enough that they wanted to put it in their fan gallery. So that was pretty cool. So wherever that gets put up, I'll let you know. And if you're yeah, it's the least they can do, right? And if you're a follower of mine on Instagram, you can check out that photo I was just mentioning on my Instagram page. I already posted it there. But yeah, I spend enough money that the least they can do is give me a tiny little shout out for a photo I took of a product that I bought from them. Yesterday I posted for my new Ahsoka figure and Fennec Shan figure that came in as well. I got Fennec posed up with Boba Fett on the throne at Boba's palace, Jabba's old palace. Oops. I feel like this part of the helmet has a lot of like stacking details, very intricate design pattern. It's somewhat challenging because of the way the patterns shift, and you're constantly having to turn the part left and right, flip it over. So it's definitely not your just stack. And camera doesn't pick it up because of the light bleed, but it's great staggering of the parts. Oopsie. And then all that turned into this. So it's hard to tell, but this is at an angle. You can see it right here. So you have to put it on, and it sits at a little bit of an angle, just kind of tilts. So, but it's coming together, and it's all about the forced depth perception design that they're doing. Looks really cool. Really neat stuff. And so as we getting started on the last piece, this is the other side of the helmet face. I just completely forgot to put this piece on. There we go. That's the little chin part of the mask. Too busy getting too distracted. All right. Sorry, got the All-Star game going on right next to me. I'm just kind of glancing over at it, keeping track of what's going on there. Watched the home run derby last night. I was rooting for Julio Rodriguez to win, but he didn't win, but he definitely put on a show, cranking up 41 home runs in the first round, cranking 41 home runs in 4 minutes. So, I mean, that is muy impresivo. And it's also nice because, he's playing in his home ballpark in Seattle, T-Mobile Park. So, put on a show for the fans at home. Win or lose, the fans came out to see something, and you put on a show, a historical show. That's an MLB record. And that may or may not ever be one that can get broken, just because of the challenge on it. You basically have to hit a home run every, less than every 10 seconds. Anybody out there catch the new Ahsoka trailer? definitely makes me excited to see the show. I think the series is going to be pretty good. Based on the way I enjoy the shows, I think it's going to be pretty good. So that goes on. You can start to see everything has come together. And you can see he's got a different style of breathing going around the jowl than obviously the other phases do that you see on Rex. Rex has got more of a stormtrooper styling for his helmet. And then the last sticker coming up. All right, then we got that kind of like a fin coming off the top of his head. That's the last part we're going to be working on before we call it a night with Commander Cody. I again would like to thank everybody for coming out and checking out the stream and supporting the channel. Please remember to like and subscribe. And again, if you got questions about anything you see in the collection in the background, or anything you got questions about Lego wise, let me know in the comments, and be happy to talk to you. I respond to all my comments. I believe that if you're going to take the time out to talk to me, then I need to take the time out to talk to you as well. Just a respect thing. All right. Respect my channel fans. All right, so we got the fin, and we got the radar, or communications probably, or rangefinder. All right, there he is. Clone Commander Cody. Commander Cody is in charge of Obi-Wan's battalion. All right, so we got that all finished up. Now, obviously, you can see that I've got the rest of the helmet series all put out on display here. If you have any questions about it, hit me up in the comments below. Check me out over on Instagram, DarthBricks42. Please remember to like and subscribe for more channel information coming up in the future. And I appreciate everybody for coming out. Let me know what you think, and let's have a conversation. Everybody, you have yourself a good night. Remember to build what you like and have a good time. Be safe and enjoy, and be kind to one another. Everybody have a good night. Thank you.